Imagine a world without language. How would we communicate our thoughts, our feelings? Communication is the lifeblood of human society, the invisible thread that connects us all. It's more than just words spoken or written. It's a complex tapestry of interactions that allow us to express our deepest thoughts, our wildest dreams, our most profound emotions. The spoken and written word, of course, is a critical part of this. Language allows us to articulate complex ideas, to share knowledge, to tell stories that span generations. It's a tool that has evolved over thousands of years, shaping and being shaped by human culture. But what if we were to strip away language? How would we communicate then? The answer lies in the subtleties of human interaction. It's in the raised eyebrow, the folded arms, the nervous tap of a foot. Our bodies speak volumes, even when our mouths are silent. Body language is a powerful form of communication, capable of conveying messages just as complex as any spoken sentence. Facial expressions, too, are a universal language. A smile can be understood in any corner of the globe, just as a frown or a look of surprise. Our faces are capable of expressing a wide range of emotions, and these expressions are often instinctive, hardwired into our brains. And then there's silence, an often overlooked aspect of communication, but one that can be just as meaningful. Silence can convey a sense of peace, of contemplation, or of tension. It can be a pause for thought, a moment of respect, or a sign of disapproval. So, without language, communication would still be possible, but it would certainly be a lot more challenging. It would force us to pay closer attention to the subtleties of human interaction, to become more attuned to the unspoken messages that we often overlook. And perhaps, in some ways, it might even bring us closer together, forcing us to rely on our shared humanity to bridge the gap. But for now, let's be grateful for the gift of language, for the words that allow us to express our thoughts, our feelings, our hopes, and our dreams. Because without them, our world would be a much quieter and perhaps a little less colorful place. So, without language, communication would still be possible, but it would certainly be a lot more challenging. Communication is as old as humanity itself. Our ancestors found ways to convey their thoughts and feelings long before the invention of language. In the dawn of civilization, when words were yet unknown and alphabets were undiscovered, humanity found its voice in other ways. Consider the cave paintings that dot the landscape of our ancient past. These were not mere doodles of a bygone era, but a testament to the power of visual communication. With simple strokes and rudimentary pigments, our distant forebears told stories of their lives, their hopes, their fears, and their triumphs. They painted scenes of hunting, of gatherings, of celestial bodies, and of the animals they cohabited with. Each stroke was a word, each image a sentence, each scene a chapter in the book of their lives. Beyond the caves, our ancestors harnessed the power of nature to communicate. The smoke signals, rising high above the treetops, were the emails of their time. They used them to send messages across vast distances, warning of danger, calling for help, or heralding significant events. Each puff of smoke was a letter, each sequence a word, each message a lifeline in a world fraught with peril. And let's not forget the rhythmic drum beats that echoed through the silence of the night. They were the telephones of the prehistoric world, the beating heart of the community. Each beat conveyed a message, a call to gather, a warning of danger, a celebration of victory. These early forms of communication were not as sophisticated as the languages we have today, yet they were effective in their time, serving the purpose of transmitting vital information from one person to another, from one generation to the next. They were the building blocks of human interaction, the precursors to the rich tapestry of languages we have today. These rudimentary forms of communication laid the groundwork for the complex languages we have today. From simple signs and symbols, human communication has evolved into sophisticated languages with intricate grammatical rules. Our journey in the evolution of language starts with the first spoken languages, believed to have emerged around 100,000 years ago. These early languages were nothing more than a series of sounds and gestures that our ancestors used to convey basic needs and emotions. As humans began to live in larger groups and develop more complex societies, the need for a more sophisticated form of communication became apparent. This led to the birth of grammar, a set of rules that dictate how words and phrases should be structured to convey specific meanings. With grammar, humans were able to express complex thoughts and abstract ideas, a crucial step in the advancement of our civilization. The next significant milestone in the evolution of language was the development of written languages. The earliest form of writing, known as pictographs, were simple drawings that represented objects or concepts. Over time, these pictographs evolved into a system of symbols that could represent sounds, a development that allowed for the recording of spoken language. The invention of writing was a game changer. It allowed humans to record their knowledge and experiences, to transmit them across time and space. This led to the birth of literature, science, history, and law, fields that have shaped our world in profound ways. But the evolution of language did not stop there. With the advent of technology, we have seen the emergence of new forms of language. Computer programming languages, for instance, are a type of language that humans use to communicate with machines. Similarly, the rise of the internet and social media has given birth to a new form of written language characterized by abbreviations and emojis. Throughout history, language has continuously evolved to meet the changing needs and circumstances of its users. It has adapted, innovated, and grown in complexity and diversity. And in doing so, it has played an instrumental role in the advancement of human civilization. Language, in its many forms, has become the most powerful tool for communication. But what if we had to rely solely on nonverbal communication? Would it be possible to convey complex thoughts and emotions without words? Imagine a world where words are not at the forefront of our interactions. A world where our bodies, faces, and even our silence speak volumes. This is the realm of nonverbal communication, a territory often overlooked, yet it holds an immense power in shaping our human interactions. Nonverbal communication is like an unspoken language, more nuanced and sometimes even more expressive than spoken words. It's our body language, our facial expressions, our gestures, our posture, and even our silence that can convey a spectrum of emotions and thoughts. Think about it. When you meet someone for the first time, it's their body language that you notice before they utter a single word. The firmness of their handshake, the warmth of their smile, the openness of their posture, all these elements work together to create a first impression. Our facial expressions, too, are powerful communicators. A smile can signal happiness, a frown can indicate dissatisfaction, and raised eyebrows can denote surprise. And it's not just about expressing our own emotions, but also about reading others. This ability to decode facial cues plays a crucial role in empathizing with others and building strong social connections. And then there's the role of silence. Often underestimated, silence can be a profound method of communication. A moment of silence can express respect, a thoughtful pause can indicate deep contemplation, and prolonged silence can signal discomfort or disagreement. So yes, it is entirely possible to convey complex thoughts and emotions without words. In fact, studies show that up to 93% of our communication is nonverbal. This highlights the significance of nonverbal cues in our daily interactions and underscores the importance of being aware of our own nonverbal signals. Nonverbal communication is a powerful tool that complements and sometimes even surpasses verbal communication. It's a silent language that we all speak, and understanding it can open up new dimensions in our interpersonal relationships. It's about listening with our eyes and feeling with our senses, and therein lies its power. In the digital age, communication is evolving yet again. So, what does the future hold for human communication? The future of communication is undoubtedly intertwined with the advancement of technology. Our devices have become extensions of ourselves, enabling us to communicate in ways that were once the stuff of science fiction. Consider the role of digital communication platforms. These platforms are not just about sending and receiving messages. They're about connecting people, breaking down language barriers, and making communication more accessible and inclusive. With the help of translation apps and AI-powered chatbots, we are now able to communicate with people from different corners of the world in languages we do not even speak. The rise of emojis, GIFs, and memes in our digital conversations shows how we are supplementing traditional language with a new visual vocabulary. This form of communication transcends language barriers and cultural differences, making our conversations more expressive and fun. Then, there's the realm of virtual reality. Imagine stepping into a virtual space where you can interact with people as if you were in the same room, regardless of your physical location. Or what about augmented reality, where digital information is layered over the real world, offering new ways to share and receive information? And let's not forget about the potential of brain-computer interfaces, devices that can read and translate our thoughts into digital signals. While still in its early stages, this technology could revolutionize how we communicate, allowing us to transmit thoughts and emotions directly, without the need for words or gestures. However, as we embrace these new forms of communication, let's not forget the importance of empathy, understanding, and human connection. Technology can provide the tools, but it's up to us to use them wisely to enhance our relationships and bring us closer together. In the future, perhaps we'll find new ways to communicate that go beyond language as we know it. But no matter how technology evolves, the essence of communication will always remain the same. To understand and be understood, to connect and share, to learn and grow.